But then it's like, what is the true, real agenda? Is this really a business thing? Is this more than that? Is it a combination? What is it? It's like, oh, well, it's a smoke screen. And that's the only answer you're ever going to get. Because shit just looks too crazy. It's like, every time I hear about something, like, I went to go get my, like, biometric screening thing for work. And I went to Walgreens. And the lady was telling me she understands that Obamacare might have been trying to help people, but she didn't even like Obama.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, so that's one side of it. That makes me think, well, if people see what Obamacare was trying to do, that's one thing. Most people just say, oh, it's just becoming Obamacare now. So they just against Obamacare just because they don't like Obama.
Right.
Now, because of the, well, okay, color, think about money. Does money don't matter? Does money matter to these motherfuckers? So much so that you could look like an accident tomorrow. Your test will look like an accident. Nobody's gonna think twice except your mother. And they got the money, the collateral, and the power to do it to anybody they wanted to do it to, and they have done it to people. It has been done. Yeah. So this is literally like companies saying we want to compete. We want to corner the market. We want to stay a monopoly. Get rid of Obamacare. Because Obamacare would have made businesses compete.
But I heard so much bad shit with that. Like, they got this thing in Obamacare where they talking about, well, people was going to have a expected door. Well, no, not even the RF chip. Like, they're going to have door-to-door home inspections.
No, hell no. They couldn't do that. They wouldn't even have the manpower to do that.
They got people coming from Russia learning our street tactics so they can do that. And the reason why they can't use our military, because the military cannot do that. So they go ahead and get some other people to come over, train them in our street, like I said, street tactics, so they can be able to have it going. So they can't say, oh, well, the military's doing it. No, the military ain't doing it.
They'll make it look like an outsourced privatized.
And if you don't believe me, you can look it up. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got so much stuff that they saying is in this whole Obamacare thing. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, if it was to pass and, like, don't nothing happen, then, yeah, it's like people's full of bullshit. But if it was to pass and shit did happen, it'd be like, oh, well, shit, we should have voted against this now. Like, all this bullshit happening.
So, see, it's like this. The shit is so different. So many different ways to talk about Obamacare. You know, I heard from people in the medical industry say it would have helped. It would have made businesses compete against other businesses. That's what people did. Yeah, but you know, if Obamacare was designed for competition amongst health care providers or whatever, that's bad for business. That's bad for who? That's bad for business. Why would I want to compete? That's the same issue. Because it's just like this. Time Warner, Comcast, and Dish Network. Okay, let's say they all had the same price. But Dish had 200 channels. Comcast had 150. Well, then Comcast said, well, we have exclusive channels that Dish and Time Warner doesn't have for the same price. And then Time Warner says, well, we got 170 channels. Instead of you paying the same price as everybody else, you'll pay less.
Mm-hmm.
You want additional channels, it's only $5 a channel. And then next you know, somebody else says, okay, well, we got a different plan. And now you get an iPad with the new contract. And then this person says, well, if you do this, you get a new iPhone. And then somebody else says, well, if you do this, we'll lower your payment. You get 1 year free service, plus this, and an iPad, and an iPhone. And
yeah, everybody's gonna try to switch up their thing, but let's think about it like this, though.
It's about getting customers. It's about making money.
Yeah,
see,
but if you
doesn't have to worry about that. It's like you're going to get cancer because we put it in your food, in your water. You're going to get it. You will use the one and only MRI machine, the one and only pill, the one and only drug, the one and only shot, and it's going to cost you everything you've ever worked for in your entire life.
Hell,
and then you'll die.
Well, see, this is the thing that people is talking about, though. Not only is it causing trouble in the businesses that's going against each other to say, okay, we got this pill, and like it'll make it bad because, okay, yeah, if I got a pill and you got a pill, But you can sell your pill for cheaper than I can sell mine. I have to cut down the quality and everything on my pill just to make it where I can sell it for less. So that's going to be one issue. Number two, the
Yeah.
stuff that the company's going to have to do, if they're going to have to lay people off, or they look at it like, okay, you got to have these amount of hours in order for me to have to give you your health care. Well, I'm not going to give you more money, but I'll cut your hours so that way I can just work around doing it.
Yeah.
And they've been doing that.
Well, see, here's the thing in more than a nutshell. You have a lot of people, a lot of businesses trying to get around paying for health care for all their employees. But the thing is, we were already at this point years ago. Years and years ago, before they even started outsourcing shit to India and all the rest of that. They didn't want to pay for people's health insurance. You know, it used to be that, of course, you want to take care of your employees. You know why? Because them motherfuckers will be around for a long ass time.
They make money.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You making me money, company loyalty, all that. But now, everybody has been relegated to being replaceable.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So if they think you're replaceable, then it don't matter.
Right.
Well, the thing is, that just as much as pricing, just as much as advertising, just as much as, well, basically any other business principle, affects your business. How you treat your employees affects your business. How you go about your day-to-day business affects your business.
True.
You know, but the thing is, the companies had decided, you know, hey, fuck that. I don't want to compete. I don't want to be fair. I'm all about my money. You know, and that gave them a lot of money in the short term. So the real problem is, businesses don't want to be a real business. They just want money.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the way you can get that cracking is, the way how you can get that cracking is if you cut down and make it to where people have to get a job because this is what it is. You crack down on it, make it to where a lot of people's out of work, then that, oh, I don't really need you, you're replaceable, makes it a little bit more true because there's a lot of people out of work right now. Less jobs, but more people looking. So if you fuck up, of course I can go over here and get this dude over here because why? His stomach been touching his back for a while. He don't like that, and he already been broke from the whole. I'm just not gonna take any job. He's gonna take it now because shit is getting a little bit tight. You know what I'm saying? So okay, well you come on here and you take the bullshit that you wasn't gonna take at first. Yeah, come on in here. We'll help you out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is. People are looking for jobs, and everybody's really are replaceable right now.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's not, and that's the thing. It's not that they're replaceable. It's that the businesses assume they are. Now, who was it? Somebody at our job, we were having a meeting, and we were talking about, loyalty and all the rest of this shit as far as company loyalty and, our different benefits and shit that we are supposed to be getting and that we're not. And they was like, well, hell, you need to be glad you have a job. And I looked at them, and I was like, no, you need to be glad I'm here to do this job. Because you see, yeah, you can't replace me with any fool off the street. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to pay him half as much to do less than half as much work as I am.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So all you're doing in the long run is fucking yourself.
Yeah, but see, this is how it is. You think in the long run, but if you go from making $150,000 a year to $300,000 a year to $500,000 a year to $750,000 a year, how are you fucking yourself? If you're not spending the money in the first place. And if I replaced you with your program, and if
all these businesses want money, right?
well, hold on. And honestly, a lot of jobs nowadays, if you used to say, man, if you drive a forklift, you make 14 starting.
Right.
Now, you make 8.
Right. So
They
you
cut
not
that shit.
they not really fucking themselves because the person who started the job or whatever, they might not even know how much you was making. Like, yeah, Kurt was making this much, and he was doing this much work. I don't have no idea. I just got out of high school. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how much you make, so I'm gonna make this little bit, but I'm gonna do all this work though. You know what I'm saying? Because I need some money.
Right.
So really, it's no really fucking themselves if you don't really know. Like as a person, Anybody who goes into a different career or field that don't know about the shit ain't really gonna be tripping because yeah, back in the day, people used to get a lot more money for half of the shit that's going on right now. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like when you coming in and you don't know about that,
What's that? No new
shit.
catchphrase?
What?
Is that the new catchphrase? You know what I mean? You said you know what I mean 10 times.
I've been saying you know what I mean. I've been saying that for a long ass time.
Yeah, but I ain't never noticed you say it this much. Anyway, no. My thing is, you have to get rid of everybody who knows you in order for that to work. Because when I got started, people how much you make.
Right.
People don't go to work. I got started up there at the IRS. Everybody who had been there for a while, what did they start telling? They start telling you everything. Oh, things used to be like this. Things used to be like that. The rules are this. The rules are that. They teach you all the ins and outs. So, in order to really get over, you need to get rid of everybody who knows what they're doing.
Not at every job. Not at every job they do that though. There's some jobs you go to and you'll work there, they won't tell you nothing. They'll tell you how to do your job and that's about it. They ain't gonna tell you how much they made or how much they are making. They're not gonna tell you about the last person.
Well, I chalk that up to lack of interpersonal skills.
Well, it's like this. Even if you get to know all of that shit, like at my job, it's the same exact way. Everybody be like, oh, it used to be this way and that way, and they take all this shit away, and then they leave you with nothing. All you got is a job with a check. That's it.
Right.
They don't even fucking try to promote you or try to do anything. Just like the harder you work, the more they can say, oh, good, you're a hard worker. Keep doing that. And as soon as you stop working, then they're going to say, why aren't you working hard? It's like, well, you ain't paying me to. They say, oh, well, we're just
that's the thing.
and replace you.
That's exactly what we've been doing.
Yeah, but even if you're the best of the best of the best, whether you're the fastest, the best, most accurate, all of the above, they don't still replace you, pay somebody less, and even if they do a shitty job, they just gonna fire them within 90 days anyway.
Right. Just as long as I got that little payload done.
Yeah, and why do you think shit is so fucked up now?
Well, they don't care. Because
No, they do care because now it starts to fuck with their pocket.
if they don't.
No, I'm telling you right now, that's what's going on within the government right now. The reason why all this shit is jumping off like this is because they slacked the fuck off. And now they paying the price. That's why they're changing shit.
But I've never heard the government ever doing anything right, ever.
No, trust me. That's because lately, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about in the last, I don't know how many years, but you wouldn't hear about shit lately. You would hear about shit in the last 20 years or more. Because most of those people have retired with full benefits.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're telling me
That's why you don't know about the fuckery. We know about the fuckery because we work in it.
I understand, but yeah, I get it. But I've already known about the fuckery from the outside forever. It's always been said to be fucked up. It's never said it was good. Ever. It was always pissed off. Everything.
Fucked up as long as you heard of it.
Yeah, as long as I've been alive.
Still didn't used to be that again. Like I said, in the long run. Because that's exactly what's been happening.
Well, that's gonna be that's gonna be no matter what.
That's why this is bad now.
Well, you're gonna hear that no matter what. Like, no, even if you was alive for like 3 lifetimes, you always gonna hear about like certain stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
well, you gonna always hear about a fucking faster than you will success anyway.
Right. So, are you saying it was better at one point in time?
Dude, it was better when I started. But the thing is, like I said, they kept letting it get worse, and we kept warning them. Hey, this shit is going to happen. They didn't believe us. You need to be happy. You need to have a job. And now people are starting to lose their jobs because they didn't want to listen. Shit has been getting revamped within the government. And people, you know, a lot of people might think it, but the people who work in it, we know. We see all this shit. We know every little fucked up thing. That's the reason why it takes so long for people in government to get caught. Because we already know about it years before anybody's willing to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you this. This is another reason why they kind of don't give a fuck. Because you're always going to have that one person, no matter what happens, they're going to be loyal to the company. So even if you was to cut they pay and do all that shit, they are still going to come out and still try to do the best at their job no matter what. You're always going to have that. Even if they was to lose their job and go somewhere else and get lower pay, when they come in, they kicking ass. Even though they ain't going to get no raises or no nothing.
And I still chalk that one up to personal weakness. Because since they done started real, because see, it's only been in like the last year or two that they really started fucking us over.
We talk
They
about,
have started doing that.
we talk about all jobs, everywhere.
Oh no, I'm being specific to what I know right now. In general, you know what I'm saying? When people, that's exactly what I'm talking about, personal weakness. The people who've been there, the people who know, the people who can do that, they do exactly what they're supposed to do. But the difference is, they're not doing all the shit that we used to. Because the thing is, when shit like this goes down, and they start saying, okay, we're going to pay you less, you're going to do this, we're taking this from you, the workforce is like, okay, well, since you're taking all this from me, I'm going to do just what I got to do to keep my damn job.
And that's
when
still...
you get people like that long enough, it does start fucking with your money. But since we have started doing that, they have started making changes. Shit has started swinging back in the other direction because we're saying, okay, fine, you want to pay us less, we're going to do less. And you can't fire us for doing less because what we were doing was extra. All we did was stop doing the extra.
Well,
and they can't fire us for that.
At certain places, you have the luxury of doing that. And the reason why I say you have the luxury is because you technically are still working. And you have something in place to protect you from just getting fired. Like, okay, you're not doing this. You know, you used to do this, but now you're doing that. Like, we can't really fire you because it really wouldn't be under any type of real reason to fire you. But at other places, they don't have that luxury to just be like, oh, well, you're going to pay me less, I'm going to do less.
Know what luxuries they have. Because that's just like, what was this girl complaining about? She was complaining about how unprofessional her bosses were, the sexual harassment, this and that. And I'm sitting up here literally listing off this girl's options, and she don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. People have more protections than they realize, but the problem is they like to stay stupid.
Okay.
So when you like to stay stupid, you can't blame somebody else for getting fucked over, for doing more than you really need to do, and so on and so forth.
At solid jobs, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You have
no,
a lot.
I'm talking about, and that's private sector. I'm not talking about government.
I'm not talking about government either. That's what I'm talking about, private sector. Now let's say, okay, let's do this for a second. Let's say this for a second. Not everybody is on to a job just fully on. You going through some type of a company, right? Just like, say me for example.
Yeah,
you go through a temp agency, right? If you're not kicking ass like you was, and you start going down, that's like, we don't want him no more. Get him out of here. Now you back at home sitting down while somebody else is in there doing that shit.
And again, we were talking about what protections you actually have. Temps don't have that kind of protection. The thing is, most of the people we talking about are people who have been there. People who are getting fired from jobs, not people who are going in as temps. Anybody who's ever temp knows you have no right. Right or wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, the bulk of the people that we are talking about are people who have been in the industry for X amount of years, who have done it for, you know, hell, you don't even have to do it that long. Let's just say 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Even people who have done this job for 5 years, whatever job you got, you have a lot more options than you think you do, but you think you don't because that's what they want you to think.
Yeah.
If you don't take the personal responsibility to find out what's going on, what's wrong, but that's like who was it? It's Miss Carol, this older woman I work with. She got fired from her job. She looked at the rules and found the technicality that got her job back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, had she not looked, had she continued to ignore it and not take it into her own hands, she wouldn't be where she is.
Now the smart...
And that's why I say it's a little bit about personal responsibility. people got to know.
The smart business or the smart bosses or whatever, they'll usually see you doing what you're doing as far as like, you know, not doing what you used to do and all that stuff. And you're like, oh man, if you ain't gonna pay me enough, okay, well cool. Next time when you come in late, let's see if we're gonna be as lenient as we was with you the all last times. You'll be gone quick than a motherfucker. Those are the smart ones.
Yeah,
the other ones who just got an attitude will just try to get rid of you.
Hold on. Like you said, being smart.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the dumb ones that just got an attitude. I'm saying the ones who try to be smart, they'll get rid of you and you ain't gonna have no leniency no more like you used to.
Yes, and I heard you say that. But like I was saying, we talking about smart people, right? If you're like me, you already have shit documented so that they can't single you out. When I'm at work, I know who's late before they even get to work. I know who's late. I know who's been on the breaks for too damn long. You can't fire me because I have it documented that you need to fire 5 other people before you even talk to me.
Who are you gonna bring that up to?
Dude, it's always somebody to bring it up to. Again, you don't know this, but it's always somebody. And worst come to worst, I can guarantee you can find a lawyer who will take the case just based on what you will win in damages. You won't even have to come out of pocket until after the trial's over. And in the meantime, you can work whatever bullshit job you got. But I bet you that job won't pull that shit with you again. And that's if you get fired in the first place.
If you technically get fired for messing up as many times as you able to,
you can just show it as a discriminatory act. Yes, that's what it is. If they singling you out because, okay, you ain't doing what they want you to do, you can show it as a discriminatory act.